Ah, clowns. Those wacky, face-painted performers who have entertained and terrified audiences for centuries. Known for their slapstick comedy, oversized shoes, and brightly colored hair, clowns have become iconic symbols of the circus, and sometimes our worst nightmares. But let's be real, for every joke they tell, there's an equal chance they're leaving people wondering, why does this even exist? So let's dive into everything wrong with clowns, from their questionable fashion choices to their mysterious ability to terrify people without even trying. Sorry to interrupt, but subscribing makes you 10% less afraid of clowns. Scientifically unproven, but worth a shot, right? The it factor. You can't talk about clowns without addressing the 600-pound balloon-carrying elephant in the room. Yeah, I am talking about Pennywise. Stephen King's nightmare-inducing creation single-handedly took clowns from goofy performers to full-on horror icons. Thanks to him, many people can't look at a clown without expecting to see fangs and glowing eyes. What was once a symbol of fun is now seen as something lurking in the sewers. For a profession built on making people laugh, they sure let their image slide into nightmare fuel territory. Not exactly great for brand reputation, is it? The balloon animal obsession. Let's talk about the balloon animal thing for a second. Who decided that twisting inflatable rubber into the vague shape of a dog is entertainment? Sure, it's a neat party trick, but have you ever actually looked at one of those balloon animals? It's either a giraffe with scoliosis or a sausage that has seen better days. And don't even get started on the sound they make. That high-pitched squeaking is more unsettling than the finished product. In the grand scheme of party entertainment, it ranks just above watching paint dry. Creepy birthday parties. Why, oh why do people keep inviting clowns to birthday parties? Somehow clowns still haven't gotten the memo that most kids are either terrified of them or completely disinterested. There's something unnerving about a grown adult in face paint juggling while trying to convince toddlers to laugh. Half the kids at these parties are crying and the other half are just confused. Let's face it, no one under the age of 5 is asking for a clown. This isn't entertainment, it's emotional trauma wrapped in a rainbow wig. The makeup situation. Can anyone tell me what's with the freaking layers of grease paint and exaggerated features? Clowns have one makeup setting, creepier than necessary. There's something about the oversized smile painted on that goes from cheerful to menacing real fast. Plus, after a long performance, that makeup starts to melt in the worst way, transforming the clown into something straight out of a horror movie. And don't even get started on the cleanup afterward. There's enough makeup remover involved to supply a small army. Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald might be one of the world's most famous clowns, but can we all just admit that a fast food mascot in clown makeup is a weird concept? The combination of burgers and a guy who looks like he moonlights as a mime just doesn't sit right. Who thought a clown would make people hungry? Ronald's bright red hair, oversized shoes, and perpetual smile should be unsettling, but somehow he's managed to sell burgers for decades. What does that say about us as a society? The sad clown shtick. We've all seen them. The sad clowns with their droopy faces, tears painted on, and somber expressions. Is this supposed to be art? How did we go from clowns slipping on banana peels to deep existential sadness? This whole tragic clown trope feels like it's trying way too hard to be profound. We get it. Life is hard, even for clowns, but maybe the circus isn't the place to explore life's existential despair. Just throw some pies and call it a day. Insane Clown Posse. Insane Clown Posse, also known as ICP. The duo that took clowns and said, what if they were rappers? And also terrifying. ICP built a devoted fan base known as Juggalos. But let's not pretend that their whole clown aesthetic isn't completely ridiculous. These guys took clown makeup and mixed it with hardcore rap, creating a bizarre subculture that no one really asked for. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room, their music. Between their lyrics and their Faygo obsession, ICP is more about shock value than artistry. Clowning and music, two things that really didn't need to mix. The mysterious fear of clowns. Why are so many people afraid of clowns? Coulrophobia, the fear of clowns, is more common than you'd think. And there's no shortage of theories as to why. Is it the makeup? The oversized features? The fact that they're always smiling? Whatever the reason, clowns seem to trigger a primal sense of fear in many people. Even though they're supposed to be funny, they somehow come off as eerie, like they know something we don't. It's almost like they're performers who got stuck in the uncanny valley. Not a great look for someone who's supposed to make you laugh. Clown colleges, yes, they exist. Ever wonder where clowns come from? Believe it or not, there are actual clown colleges where people pay money to learn how to juggle, do slapstick, and apply terrifying makeup. That's right, you can get a degree in clowning. But let's be honest, does the world really need more clowns? The fact that you can major in clownery raises some serious questions about our educational priorities. Meanwhile, doctors and engineers are out there saving lives, and clowns are learning how to fit into tiny cars. A noble pursuit, I'm sure. The tiny car gimmick. Speaking of tiny cars, what's the deal with that? Clowns seem obsessed with cramming themselves into miniature vehicles for no discernible reason. Are we supposed to be impressed by their ability to fit inside a car made for ants? Sure, it's funny the first time, but after the fifth clown stumbles out of the car, the novelty wears off. It feels like clowns are banking on this one gimmick to carry their whole act. It's like watching a magic trick you've seen a million times. Cool, but not exactly groundbreaking. Juggling, the most overrated skill. Clowns love to juggle, but let's be honest, how impressed are we really? Juggling feels like one of those skills that should have stayed in medieval times. Sure, it takes some talent, but it's not exactly mind-blowing entertainment in 2024. We've got video games, TikTok, and Netflix. Why are we still watching people throw balls in the air? And yet, clowns cling to this ancient art like it's their last shred of relevance. If you've seen one clown juggle, you've seen them all. The clown shoes. Can we all agree that clown shoes are the least practical footwear ever invented? These things are so oversized, they look like they belong in a museum of terrible fashion choices. Not only are they ridiculous to look at, but they've got to be an actual safety hazard. How do clowns not trip over their own feet while running around in those monstrosities? If the goal is to make people laugh, mission accomplished, but mostly we're laughing at them, not with them. Political clown parodies, just stop! Clowns love to insert themselves into political satire, but can we all agree that it's time to retire this tired trope? Dressing up as politicians and stumbling around on stage might have been funny the first few times, but now it just feels lazy. We get it. Clowns are supposed to represent chaos and absurdity, but political satire needs a bit more finesse. Watching a clown in a suit throw pies at someone isn't exactly biting commentary. It's like they're trying to be Saturday Night Live, but with more face paint and less wit. Social media clowns. Clowns have officially taken over social media, and it's as cringeworthy as you'd expect. Instagram clowns, TikTok clowns, you name it. They're out there posting videos of themselves doing tricks and skits that are, at best, mildly amusing. The worst part? The comment section is filled with die-hard clown fans praising their every move. It's like watching a bad reality show, but instead of drama, you get balloon animals and forced laughter. Social media has given clowns a new platform, and sadly, they're not using it wisely. The pranks, not as funny as they think. Clown pranks, where do we even begin? From spraying water out of fake flowers to pulling handkerchiefs out of their sleeves, clowns have been recycling the same pranks for decades. The problem is, these jokes are barely funny and often just annoying. A pie to the face? Classic, but also predictable. Spraying someone with water? It's more likely to get you an eye roll than a laugh. clown pranks feel like the comedic equivalent of a knock-knock joke. Funny when you're 5, but after that, not so much, right? Krusty the Clown. Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons is perhaps one of the most iconic clown characters of all time, and also one of the most dysfunctional. A chain-smoking, cynical, and disillusioned entertainer, Krusty represents everything wrong with celebrity culture wrapped in grease paint. He's constantly on the verge of a meltdown, his shows are disasters, and his catchphrase, "Hey, hey," is delivered with all the enthusiasm of someone who desperately needs a nap. For a clown, he sure doesn't seem to enjoy making people laugh. At least, he's consistent. The 2016 clown sightings. Remember the 2016 clown sightings? That bizarre period when people dressed as clowns and roamed the streets at night, terrifying entire towns? It was like The Purge, but with rubber noses and rainbow wigs. What was supposed to be a prank turned into a full-blown national panic, as people started reporting creepy clowns lurking in the shadows. Not exactly the kind of publicity clowns were hoping for, I'm sure. The whole thing did irreparable damage to clown reputations, and now, thanks to a few bad apples, clowns have become synonymous with public menace. Famous movie clowns. When it comes to clowns in movies, the ratio of laughs to sheer terror is wildly off balance. Take the Joker, for example. A clown whose idea of humor is more about chaos and criminal masterminding than balloon animals. And let's not forget Pennywise from It, who single-handedly turned an entire generation into lifelong clown haters. Even in fun movies like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, clowns are depicted as alien monsters that want to wrap you in cotton candy cocoons and eat you. It's like Hollywood collectively decided that clowns are less haha and more hide under the bed now. Who knew a red nose could be so horrifying? Time to move on. Let's be real, the circus, and by extension clowns, are relics of a bygone era. With animal rights activists shutting down major circuses and audiences losing interest, the circus is no longer the grand spectacle it once was. And while clowns used to be the highlight of the show, now they just feel outdated. Today's entertainment is more about high-tech performances and less about oversized shoes and pratfalls. Clowns need to realize that the spotlight has moved on, and so should they. Bozo the Clown. Bozo the Clown was once the face of children's television, but looking back, you have to wonder, how did this guy get famous? Bozo's giant orange hair, goofy laugh, and bizarre antics made him a household name. But let's not pretend his act was high-quality entertainment. Sure, he had a TV show, but that was back when the competition was basically 3 other channels. Nowadays, Bozo's act would be about as popular as dial-up internet. Nostalgia aside, Bozo is one clown that should probably stay in the past. Yes, you know I am right. Clown names. Let's talk clown names for a second. Bozo, Bubbles, Chuckles. Who's coming up with these? Clowns are supposed to be funny, but their names sound like they belong in a toddler's toy chest. We get it, clowns are all about being lighthearted, but could they at least try for something a little more original? It's hard to take a grown man seriously when he introduces himself as Mr. Giggles. Maybe it's time for a rebrand because these names are doing clowns no favors. The Haunted Clown Motel. Some genius decided to open a clown-themed motel in Nevada because clearly the world needed a place where people can sleep surrounded by creepy clown memorabilia. The Clown Motel is notorious for being one of the most unsettling places on Earth, complete with hundreds of clown figurines, portraits, and decorations. Oh, and did I mention it's located next to a cemetery? It's like someone combined every clown-related nightmare and made it into a business. For people who enjoy losing sleep, this is the perfect vacation spot. For the rest of us, hard pass. Clowns and rodeos. Who thought it was a good idea to put clowns in rodeos? The rodeo clown is one of the most confusing hybrids of all time. Part entertainer, part bull baiter. These guys dodge angry bulls while dressed like circus rejects, and the whole thing just feels bizarre. Rodeos are about skill, danger, and adrenaline, and yet someone decided it would be a good idea to throw clowns into the mix. Watching a grown man in face paint running from a bull is more stressful than funny. Maybe leave the clowns at the circus where they sort of belong. The clown laugh. Clowns are supposed to make you laugh, but let's be real. When's the last time a clown actually made you chuckle? The forced laughs, the over-the-top antics, the endless pies to the face, it's all so expected. Clowns have been recycling the same jokes for decades, and the result is more groans than giggles. It's like they're stuck in a time warp, repeating the same tired gags from the 1950s. Maybe it's time to update the act, because whatever they're doing now, not exactly comedy gold. So there you have it. Everything wrong with clowns, from creepy birthday parties to their questionable fashion choices. Sure, they've had their moments of glory, but in today's world, clowns are more relic than relevant. Are you afraid of clowns? Let me know down below. Oh, and be sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos. And remember, if you see a clown lurking around, maybe just walk the other way.